Hey, we be live. Good to see everybody. Colin, how are you?
Not too bad. Father yourself.
A little tired. I was out fishing this morning. I think I might go out a little bit later, so we'll see how long we go. If anybody else is able to join us today, I know that Roman said he can't. He's been pretty busy. I'm guessing
Yeah,
Ian is still filming the oh Re- Rebecca Gold.
could well be. I know he's been
Justin, I
busy.
haven't heard from. And I've been spending the last hour watching New Who.
Father.
Wow. I really am indifferent to it right now.
Um, why would you put yourself through that? I mean, are you?
Uh,
Is this penance for something?
yeah, I have a lot to atone for.
Oh,
But, really, right now, as I'm watching it, I'm not going to do it again. I might watch tomorrow's eventually, but I just don't care.
no, I haven't. I haven't cared since. I was saying to someone earlier on. It's weird. I actually find. I don't know if it's maybe says something less than entirely complimentary about me, but I find I tend to watch the critique and review of a lot of things, Doctor Who
Oh,
being
yeah,
one of
those are
them.
fun.
Yeah,
Disparu's been having some good ones. They're a little time consuming.
yeah,
So,
yeah. I've been watching, but that's all I can think of do with these things is let them, these burning. Did you what I can't remember? Do you remember Babylon 5?
I never got into it.
Ah, okay. No, there's the scene at the end of towards the climax of one of the last season, but one, um, where basically they have the bad guys are present, and very basically he spoilers for 30-year-old TV show. Basically, he's he's not um, he's not actually made as an allegory for anyone I can think of. But basically, he's been defeated, and he turns the defense grid back on Earth, and he's going to and he leaves the message and let it burn or something. That's what I think Russell T Davies is doing with Doctor Who at the moment. It seems to me. I mean, it's almost if he's on his way out and take it down with him. It's
Again, I just got to say, I just don't care.
hmm,
I mean, that's really sad. I mean, I've said it before on streams. I remember almost having a breakdown, not a breakdown, but a panic attack when Eccleston's first episode was set to air over here, and we only had two TVs in the seminary, and one was already being occupied. It's like I've been waiting for this day for almost 7, 8 years.
yeah.
Now, I just don't care. I mean, that thrill where you watch the original trailer for the upcoming year and you get goosebumps. You can't wait.
Hmm.
Now, don't care.
Trip of a lifetime, is like yeah. Well,
So,
it's odd. So Russell T he now has the odd distinction of being the man who brought Doctor Who back and the man who killed it.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
um,
I mean, for me, there were some stuff in his first run that did scream, like it wasn't exactly in your face, but to someone like myself, I know he's atheist, but his references to atheism, his lifestyle, and I have to be careful now that I became monetized.
mm,
So, I mean, there were different things. It wasn't as in your face as the last few years because
no.
what I noticed, I watched part of the Interstellar Song Contest today.
Oh,
You had a person basically using their pronouns. Uh, it just seems like they're checking so many of the boxes to
they
meet
are.
quotas and stuff.
Yeah, that's all it is. And he's
I mean,
just
you got the person of color, you got the person that is size challenged, I think you could
yes,
say.
yeah,
You have the army on wheels with the unit scientists. And Gary made a point of it on his stream, and I totally agree. I've been saying it for years. I do not care for Kate Lethbridge Stewart.
she was
I
she was
She
she
was
was all.
good for one episode,
Hmm.
but then it just became like this unhealthy worship of the Brigadier, who I still love, but I never liked his last appearance as a Cyberman.
No, I thought that I that particular scene had me in two minds. I thought,
And it used to be like Easter eggs when they would have references to the classic series.
but I mean
But now it's just
the cyber brig, I thought, of those weird things where I can literally juxtapose two viewpoints and have it say, okay, well, if you want to follow this story, yeah, I suppose so, but it's it's kind of disrespectful. But then the other thing is, if anybody in the entire 60 years series of Doctor Who has a right to shoot the Master, it's the Brigadier. If I thought, I said two things. Yeah, it's horrible, bad idea, and horrible ideas. But if anybody's going to shoot the right Master, it's the Brigadier. But yeah, I'm the same with Kate. I thought I didn't particularly like what's it, the power, whatever, the power of three, whatever. No, was that no, that's the original. Whatever it was, the episode where they brought her in. I didn't even a massive fantastic, but I did like the way they brought her in, and I did like the way she used Kate Stewart all the way through, and then the Doctor turns around and says, "You're giving up, Kate. Your father never did," and he'd known all along who she was. I thought there was some good bits of storytelling, but other than that,
yeah. I am trying to bring up the clip. Go on.
So I quite liked when they started the Big Finish unit stories as well. Even the new unit ones, but they got to be so much. It was all girls, and that too many of them, and it was always women. The two leads were females and so on.
Here's an example for me from The Giggle, which I still think is stupid. But I mean, just her whole attitude.
Detain him! No, don't!
Oh.
What happened to them? They're dead. I'm sorry. Just stop it.
Here we go.
Open fire!
Yeah. Open fire, and then it's like everything is just shoot.
Yeah.
Here we go. Here's another one.
Get down!
I'm so glad I didn't watch that. Well, the thing is, it starts off where she starts off with science leads, and then as she goes on, she starts off. She's not a military officer at all. She's a scientist, and then all of a sudden, as she said, everything turns into shooty. She's now more gun happy. Gun happy. Thank you. Than her father was right at the start.
Yeah, and that was the thing where, for the longest time in New Who, they never referred to unit, and now it's just everything is in your face.
Complete with Avengers Tower in the middle of London. It's top secret organization.
I saw some other fun news, and I wish Justin was here because I told him I want him to order me this. But this is something that's coming out in the fall.
Oh, right.
Deadpool and Batman.
Just for a second there, Father, did you actually know what the adverts were for at the top of the screen before?
I thought I had scrolled down far enough from that.
No, you hadn't. Well, there are any t-shirts.
I know, but yeah. I don't know why they keep putting that stuff up there. But yeah, I mean, this actually looks good. It looks like it could have potential.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can zoom in on this. I do like how his eye has like a little metal thing sticking through it,
Yeah, I play
kind of like Butters in South Park, where the ninja star gets.
yeah,
up
and
in
I'm
it.
kind
Let
of
me see if I can find it.
no, don't bother. If you
I'm
do,
not
let me
bringing up
know.
the clip.
No, it's not. It's something like that. It's one of my, we've all got. I think it's one of the things. One of my yuck things is eyes and damage to eyes and the rest of it. So there's one of many reasons I didn't watch Star Trek Picard.
Mhm.
But yeah, no, I mean, it's interesting. You used to get years and years ago. You used to get regularly. You'd get Marvel and DC crossovers.
Yeah,
I'm surprised they're doing one now.
I don't know if there's really any difference between them anymore. Like I said, I don't think they've done a crossover since I started getting into comics probably 10 years ago.
Well, I remember because I remember you used to you'd get things like what they tend to be. They tend to be something like New Mutants and Teen Titans or X-Men or something like that. Where basically it's in a way it's okay. Marvel's version of this and DC's version of this together. Because obviously Teen Titans and the New Mutants are.
I never got
similar.
into either one of them.
I remember them both when when they came out. The Teen Titans was an older version, but I remember the new Teen Titans when that one started coming out, and the New Mutants from when they first came out as well. The X Babies, they put. That's why I remember them from when they first came out. But I said you get crossovers like that every year. I think you get one or two big crossovers.
Well, like I said, I wish Justin was here because, and as I mentioned, my stream elements tip jar. But yeah, so I just got an email like last week saying I now qualify for the YouTube Partner Program.
All right.
I didn't think I had the hours for it. I don't think I do, but I'm still qualified for it. So, yeah, I'm able to receive super chats now. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it all. I know that you could create different member supports for the channel that I might work on.
Yeah, so you get membership tiers.
I don't know.
But
I mean, it would be kind of fun.
Well, yeah. Well, they've been changed. There seems to be some change in what YouTube are doing because one of the streams that I tend to, it's an RPG gaming stream.
Mm-hmm.
I tend to be in on a regular basis. We noticed a week or so ago in their chats they've now got an XP's experience points thing similar to Rob. I mean, apparently it's being tested by certain channels, and I don't know if it's purely coincidence that they're doing role-playing games where you get experience points online or not. But it's something I've only ever seen in that one of the channels I follow, where you put in chats and
super chat from Derek. Thank you.
Thank you, Derek. And you get experience points show up in the chat as you put points in, and you can convert to the leaderboard, and there's other things as well. But it's so they're always trying new things. I noticed I seem to be getting a lot more adverts as well. So obviously they're doing.
Well,
and trying to get more revenue.
This summer I'm really going to try to figure out how I want to spend this upcoming year. Yes, Derek is my first super chat. So, but I'm going to have a little bit more free time coming up in this year with not teaching high school. And it'll give me a little bit of chance maybe to work on a few videos. I don't know. It's fun. I mentioned on Facebook, I'm going to actually take 8th grade shop this year. Since we have a grade school attached to our parish, we do have a shop class that's taught by the pastor. I think I'm going to take shop and make myself a bookcase.
I was going to say that's I'm not sure what we call it over here. I'm pretty much shop as in workshop, basically. That's sort of
yeah.
I mean, I know we did way back when I was at grammar school, secondary school, we had woodworking and the like. It was all boys' school, but I know you got some a similar.
Well, they call it
Somebody else.
industrial arts over here.
Yeah.
I mean, the shorter version is just shop,
Yeah.
woodworking, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's what I don't know. Like, I would imagine that things like pottery as well. Maybe is it just woodworking or is it other things as well?
I mean, basically, the way I understand it and what I've seen in the past is the kids that take the class basically work on a project throughout the whole year. So we had 2 kids, twins, that made bunk beds for their
Oh, nice.
project.
Wow.
Others have made bookcases. I don't know what all everybody has done.
So at least learn a practical skill, which is good.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the reason for it. But like I said, I mean, I could always, and as Derek mentioned, oh, I got a super chat from PJ. Thank you. Pound super chat. But yeah, I could always use bookshelves. I mean, part of me is thinking if I end a little bit early, I might be able to make about an hour trip up to a used bookstore. But there's also part of me that wants to go back out and fish today.
Yeah. Yes. The
So
fish
we'll see.
the fish would probably be quite happy if you were book shopping.
Yeah, I know. The problem is I was out for about 2 hours this morning. I didn't get a bite. So we'll see. So,
is there anything you're interested in that's coming up in the way of entertainment? Because I know a lot of things.
Yeah, let me see if I can find the trailer for it. I think I can show trailers on here.
Yeah, I think I think the weird thing is I think you can, if you stop them occasionally. I know a lot of times you see people show things and they've actually reversed the image, and that seems to
I'm gonna
stop claims and that's it. But
I am gonna show the 30-second ad for TV. This might be the first movie I will have gone to see in IMAX since Maverick.
Wow.
Just because it really looks good. And of course, it's obviously made for IMAX.
Oh, is that the F1?
Yeah, I mean, it just looks amazing.
It does, yeah.
Let's see, when does that come out? Oh, summer. So, yeah, sometime this summer it's supposed to come out. I think it's in the end of July because I remember I'm going to be gone for 2 weeks in July because I'm going to Minnesota, northern part of the states, to go fish for 2 weeks with my dad.
Nice. Yes, very nice. No, so I know there's a lot of the TV shows have finished out there because Doctor Who's finished. Well, we finished for years. But you've got Andor's.
I think it froze up for a second, didn't I?
Yes, you did. I wasn't sure because I don't know what
my computer was running a little slow.
Oh, yeah, because I do find that if I'm watching something through StreamYards, I find because mine's an old computer. Sometimes if I'm watching, if someone's screening a video like you just were, I sometimes either the sound's slightly out or it's a bit choppy.
Well, the Comic Fund tip jar might be replaced with the laptop tip jar because I think I got at least one more year before I have to replace this laptop.
Yeah, that's the thing, is it? You get it to last for so long, and then you have to replace it because even if you get it factory reset or anything, it's not got the hardware on the newest stuff. Yeah, they just wear out. Yeah.
And I've had more than enough use on this thing.
Yeah.
But anyway, but no, you're going back to your question. I mean, I'm gonna wait a while to see if I go see Superman or not. Because again, I just don't know what to think of it.
No, I know. I mean, I haven't been to the cinema. I'm not a great fan of the cinema experience myself. I have, but I understand people that are. So I'm not going to comment either way. But yeah, I know what you're saying. I mean, it's a lot of things. I see these things, and you see people being saying guns good at this, and there's a lot of good things. But the first thing I thought of for the trailers that come out is, okay, so we probably don't necessarily need to do another Superman origin story. You probably don't necessarily need to do that. But you're rebooting, you're effectively doing a rebooting thing. That trailer alone is so crowded.
Well, I was going to say they should really do a Superman Doomsday, but I just realized they already did it, and it wasn't really that good.
But I mean, if you look at that, I mean, how many? Just I'm not looking at my villains, but I mean, apparently there's King Kong's in there or something like that. Was it that one? There's a guy he's fighting a giant monster.
Well, King Kong is kind of canon because it was Titano, the giant monkey.
Oh right, okay.
From the 70s.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, I was trying to think it was that one if it's on a film, but I'm thinking, okay, so you've got what 5, 6 other superheroes in there.
Yeah, I
know. How many of those are going to be people? How many of those are going to be characters that the normie audience actually knows?
Well, Nathan Fillion's character it's not the Green Lantern, is it?
It's one of the Green. It's Guy Gardner.
It looks hideous.
It's the Guy Gardner character in the comics. I vaguely remember is actually a bit of a what's the polite way of putting it? I don't want to offend the church lady.
Yeah, I found the thing.
Not polite. He's not the most. He's not the most politest person.
Well, it reminds me a lot of Uncle Fester from Addams Family Values.
Yes, I'm told. I mean, I haven't read the comics for a while, but from what I've heard from people who have read the comics, that apparently there is a storyline where Guy Gardner and some others are working for an organization, of a superhero organization run by Maxwell Lord, who I thought was a bad guy, but I don't know till I say no. So apparently, it looks as if they may be in a uniform for that. But which reminds me, I think Wednesday's due out this sometimes next couple of months. I think Wednesday season 2. I quite enjoyed that, but I remember.
So I mean, you have the Uncle Fester haircut thing. That's why I'm just saying. It just reminds me of it.
Yeah, definitely. Now you put that one up there. I mean, I believe that I said I've heard that's actually quite looks quite close to what's been in the comic, what that particular comic one was. But the oddest thing I love is I remember there was a just when the Green Lantern movie came out, there was a sketch in Big Bang Theory about saying that Nathan Fillion should have been Hal Jordan, and I could see that. I think.
It's too late.
Yeah, but again, it's going to be a case of this. I mean, especially since I understand that it's supposed to be. I read somewhere that it's supposed to be only cover a reasonably short few days, a week or so period in Superman's life.
I'm just putting it on Twitter now.
Yeah. So sticking that many characters in there, I mean, it looks like he might as well be doing Super Friends, but.
I already put it. Okay, so I just can't. I mean,
yeah.
And honestly, I got to revisit Addams Family Values. I mean, I don't know if you've seen it, but I mean,
Yeah, I saw both the Adams Family. I don't know if we had it that much over here. I
well, I
wasn't that.
remember when it first came out. So the place I go to in Minnesota is a place my grandpa took my dad, and my dad took my brother and I. We used to go up there all the time. So this will be the second time in 20 years I've been up there.
Oh, right,
But I
nice.
remember when they had that on VHS, that was pretty much all we watched for like 2 weeks.
Look, I remember. I mean, I saw both the Adams Family movies, the Raul Julia ones, and Angelina Jolie, Angelica Houston was the mum. But I wasn't that familiar with the stories. I was aware of them. But yeah, I did see them when they came out. I'm quite. Cause I know they ripped off or paid homage to, I think, those in at least one episode of The Simpsons, or at least there was one episode of The Simpsons had a lot of similarities with a bit where the kids go to camp in.
Okay. So this is going to be eye cancer here.
I was going to say, what is that?
Yeah. I forgot about that until
Uh,
I was looking it up. But yeah, MC Hammer did the theme song for the Addams Family group, or the second movie.
oh, right.
But
Yeah.
no, I'm a big fan of the original Charles Addams cartoons, of which
Yeah.
the TV show was based on, and then the movies.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm slightly more familiar with the monsters in the Addams Family, I think, and I'm not sure if we had one or the other over in the UK when I was a lot younger.
Let me see if I can find it. Oh, I'm just trying to find the right. Problem is, if I look for something like Addams Family cartoons, it just keeps coming up with the new stuff, which
Yeah,
I don't. I watched the first film a few years ago. It was okay, but oh, that's not the. Well, you might be able to see this from here. So that's them dumping hot boiling oil on the Christmas carols.
oh yes,
And
yes. I
yeah, I
remember,
mean the TV show was good. I mean, not Raul Julia, but John Aston is still alive. He's
yes.
like in his 90s.
Mm.
I think he might be the only one of them still living. Maybe Wednesday, the original Wednesday, is still living.
Because was it Caroline something was the mother?
She was in the Ten Commandments. I do remember that.
Vaguely.
Let us take a look.
I have to admit, of the Ten Commandments, I must admit, I tend to remember more Deborah Paget and Yvonne DiCarlo. And of course, the fact that and of course, I suppose people.
Yeah, he was in Briscoe County Jr. He actually, and this might be something you or PJ might not remember the movie Petticoat Junction, or not Petticoat Junction, Operation Petticoat. Because in the original, it is Tony Curtis and Cary Grant that play submarine captains, and they have to. There's a error in painting the sub, and it was like a hot pink. They ended up making a TV show out of it in the 70s with John Aston as the captain.
No, I think PJ might remember. I don't remember that one. PJ
Yeah, I'll bring that up after this. Okay, so this is the cast. Jackie Coogan, one of the Little Rascals, is gone. Uncle
Carolyn
Fester.
Jones, that's what I was thinking of.
This would be the newer stuff.
Yeah.
Let's try.
It was Ted Cassidy was Lurch, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Was also,
Carolyn Jones. She has been gone for almost 50 years,
Wow.
40 years. Wednesday Addams is gone.
Wow.
2 years ago. Pugsley is gone.
Wow.
Cousin It is gone.
Wow.
Yeah, I think John Astin is about the only living member of the original cast.
May well be. Yeah, it looks like it. So when I remember Felix Sinners,
And he is
voices,
currently 95 years old.
wow. So if I see that, I'm now going to see Cousin It going biddy biddy biddy, because it's Felix Sinner. I'm going to start now. I'm now going to link that with Buck Rogers.
I didn't realize that only ran, what, 2 seasons?
2 seasons, yeah.
I remember as a kid.
Well, they changed it. They changed it around massively because there was a pilot episode which I believe was also released as a movie, and as a TV movie. But I'm not sure if I think it was actually a movie intended as a pilot. The first season when they were on Earth. The second season they dropped about half the cast. Erin Gray stopped using blonde dye.
Okay.
Went back to her normal dark hair. And you brought in Hawk, and
Yeah, I do remember that.
yeah, they got rid of they moved them in, they kind of moved them off. They kind of went from being, if I think about it, I'd almost say
From being on Earth to being on like a spaceship.
Yeah, I mean they kind of went almost from being someone like, I'd say maybe Logan's Run or something to Star Trek.
Mm-hmm.
Very different settings.
So, this is the Operation Petticoat that John Astin would star in the TV version of, but this is a 30-second clip here.
Lieutenant Crandall.
If anybody ever asks you what you're fighting for, there's your answer.
I'll take the bottoms, and you can have the tops, unless, of course, you prefer.
Bonnie Curtis.
Flagging blown out number 2 periscope. Flagging blown out number 2 periscope, sir.
Cary Grant.
Clear the conning tower. Clear the conning tower.
Not the best trailer.
Who was the female lead?
That I don't know.
I thought for a second it was Janet Leigh, but I don't think it was.
Let me see if I can find the error, because there was a famous error in the end of the movie.
There's a famous what?
There was an error in the movie at the
error.
ending.
Yes, I saw. She said I saw someone posted on, I think it was on Twitter or someone on Discord, was about Doctor Who being the end of an era. So I thought it was quite clever.
Oh, see. Okay, I'm trying to talk and type at the same time.
The Rabbi has the same problem.
There it is. I'm gonna have to see about streaming with him again. It's been so long.
Yeah. Well, part of the problem, I think part of the problem is the time difference, of course, and
That is the big problem. Oh, it is on Pluto. Let me see. Let's try this. So I got to be careful how I do this over here. Oopsie. Okay, so let's do this. So I don't know if you guys have access to Pluto TV over there.
I'm not
Here
sure.
we have it on mute. So I would say this would be a spoiler for the ending, but this movie is almost 60 years old. Okay, here we go. Here we go. This is okay. So you know who Cary Grant is, right?
I know who Cary Grant is.
Chief, will you
Yes.
drive Mr.
Listen to what the
Sullivan and
kid
boys
says.
back? Thank you. Aye, sir.
Bye, darling.
Bye, boys.
Attention on deck. Carry on.
Oh, it should be coming up. Darn it.
Good morning, Admiral.
Morning, Captain.
Any last-minute reprieve?
No go.
There we go.
I sure hate to be the one to have to take her out and junk her.
Yeah.
I'm going to put it on mute until the air comes up.
Mm.
Mostly because I don't want to get struck. But yeah, I remember watching this movie as a kid. I think this is two of the great actors.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. I think this is it up here.
This is when they end up with is that one at one point they raise a bra instead of a
we
flag?
go.
By the way, where's
we
my
go.
wife?
I don't know. She never showed.
Attention on deck.
All right,
Listen to
Jack,
the
let's
kid.
move on. Aye, sir.
Taking the brow. Taking all lines.
Hello, man.
Hello, Tommy. Hello, Tommy.
Did you hear that?
Well,
What did they say?
Hi,
Hey,
Mr.
long
Grant.
good. Finally had
Oh,
to take
right.
Oh, that must be her.
That's great. Thank you,
Here
sir.
we go. Here we go.
Oh, here's something else.
Okay,
for you.
so the kid will say, "Hi, Mr. Grant," instead of the original or whatever the character's name was. And somehow that made it into the movie.
Whose family? Is that supposed to be his family or the
It's
captain's
supposed to
family?
be.
then?
It's supposed to be Tony
Hey,
Curtis's
by the
family.
way,
Oh,
where's
right.
my
Okay,
wife?
I don't
so
know.
here
She
we
never
go.
showed.
That's confused with what he said about his
Here
wife.
it is.
I thought
Here it
he
is.
was
You
telling
Attention
gotta
on
pay.
deck.
All right, Jack, let's shove off. Aye, sir.
Taking the brow. Taking all lines.
Hello,
Hello,
man.
hello, Tommy.
him.
Hello,
Oh
Tommy.
yeah,
How are you?
yeah.
So yeah, hi, Mr. Grant. I mean, at least the kid did get. I mean, showed courtesy by calling him Mr. Grant.
Yeah. Yeah.
And yeah, they did, PJ. They did use that. I remember. I think it was a girdle, though. So, but I guess I'm gonna have to get going in a few minutes, because, like I said, I still want to go out and get a fish.
Oh well. That's a,
I figured this is the summertime for me right now. Work really begins on Monday because my pastor's going on retreat. I'll be the only one around here, so I'm going to be doing a little bit more work next week. But yeah, I'm just trying to enjoy a few days off. We had our finals last Thursday. Then we had ordinations, and then had been playing host to a priest visiting. So these last few days have been really the first days off I've had in a while.
wow. And of course, you can't take Sundays. You don't get off his Sundays.
No, but I am taking. I do get 4 Sundays off for vacation
Well, that's good.
away from
And
the
that's-
parish, and I'm taking one in about 2 weeks because I'm going to Kansas City to see a friend of mine play soccer down there.
Oh, wow, nice.
So I'm going to make a little road trip down to KC and get some barbecue as well. So, anything to plug?
I'm not myself, but PJ and Alex are doing Let's Talk Geeky tomorrow evening.
Oh, good.
They're back again.
PJ, you got to join us again. It's been too long.
Yeah, he's getting back on stream now. He's retired, so he's got no excuse.
So,
But yeah, I'm not doing anything myself at the moment. Not for a couple of 3 weeks, I think, and other than being on other streams. Here
sounds
and there.
good. Sounds good. Well, I will be back next Friday. I might do a Sunday night stream, which would be too late for you, but
Yeah,
I kind of want to really roll out this monetization super chat thing. So we'll give it a try. For those, keep following me on Twitter. I'll post more information.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's going to be it's a new thing that you need to. I suppose you need to work out what you want, what you can do,
Yeah.
and what you want to do, what fits.
And PJ got, it was a girdle that they fixed it with. So, Okay, well, with that, we'll be back next week. I thank you for joining me, and thanks everybody to watching. We'll be seeing you, and we'll do it again real soon.
Yep. See you.